Hi. On today's 30-minute mechanic, we're going to shift gears a little bit away from a roll cage, and we're going to start looking at the AJE front clip. We're going to set it out of here and mock up some parts on it, so buckle up. Let's go. All right. It's always good when your buddies are Mustang guys too, and they have extra parts laying around because my buddy Jonathan actually has an AJE K member for a Fox body that has a manual rack and a control arm. So I'm gonna hijack those. He told me I could borrow them for mock-up, see how everything fits. I've got some adjustable caster camber plates just set on here. These are for an SN95 car. So this front end has the caster camber plate set up for an SN95. It's a smaller pattern than the Fox body. The Fox body is real big. So let's pop this rack off, and we'll test fit the rack. We'll test fit everything from right here. So let's find probably need a big pry bar. Never prepared. There it is. And scoot that off. Scoot. We're going to test fit this guy on here. Just a minute. That uses a different, that has a different style deal. May have to use the bushings out of my kit. Let's go ahead and pop these A-arms off. Stop it. And the other way. Come out. There we go. Something fell out. There's the little doohickey there. Okay. This one goes on this side. And then we'll buzz the other one off. I'll probably just use the hardware that's right here. Well, I'll head that off. Go. And this one goes on this side. All right, how do I want to do this? If I could stand this up. This. make this a little easier. Bolts. Actually, well, let's check. Trying to decide if I wanted to use the bolts from, oh my gosh. Hey, there's shims in there that will fall out. That's a good, these arms won't fit. They're too wide. Well, darn it. So much for that idea. Dang. Thought these arms would fit. That one's too wide for that one, and that one is way too wide for that one. Yep. Okay. Well, so much for that idea. Okay, well, I was going to put the control arms on there, but they are not compatible with this K-member. So I do have the steering rack here. So I think I'm going to at least bolt it on. It's got offset bushings in it, but that doesn't matter. Make sure this stuff kind of fits. At least. And I may start taking, I've got some Fox body spindles over there that I'm going to pop off the stock control arms. Yeah. Okay. That part's together. And I got some old struts over there. I really want to put the control arms on there with the struts and the camber plates and everything just to see how, and the spindles, and see how everything was going to fit. But, you know, that's how it goes sometimes. Now look, we got some old Fox body stuff here. I'm going to take the brakes off and then pop that thing off that old control arm. All right, now these are just some old Fox body spindles that I got for free from a friend. Oh gosh, probably 10 years ago. And they've just been sitting. I'm not going to use these hubs. I mean, there's a four lug rotors. I'm not going to use those, but I do want the spindle. It's the right size. Actually, I got a lot of good parts from my buddy that time. That's not working. That's not working either. Those actually have regular heads on them. I have no idea what size. Wait a minute. I've got sizes right here. Yep. This little guy may not have enough spiz to do it. Oh, look at that. Easy peasy. Use the right tools, it works better. Use the right tools, it works better, as he goes and gets a screwdriver for a pry bar. These have been sitting out of my dad's place for quite a few years. Probably won't reuse anything but the spindle. But we'll see. It's actually got almost brand new shoes. All right, now I got to get this. Next up is the cotter pin. Now this is going to be fun. I may have to go get. I have to go borrow Jonathan's big impact. That's not big enough. There it is. Because this little guy may not get this dude off. Would you look at that? Got it. Now comes the fun part. I've got to have a cleanup day around here. Because I can't find nothing. Okay, time in. Since we don't care about this ball joint or the boot, we're just going to use a separator. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll work. Oh, dog! Let's give it a serious lick. Got it. Come on. Wiggle off of there. What's going on here? I don't understand why this won't come out. Never run into this particular problem before. Hanging up on the dust shield. Actually hanging up on the rotor. What's going on? I mean, really? Okay. That means the rotor gets to come off. Okay, I got to work on better lighting. Doing this stuff over here, doing it in the dark. So I guess we're just gonna go ahead and take our rotor off. I really didn't want to. I kind of wanted to leave the rotor. What is going on here? I kind of wanted to leave the rotor on there so I could get a good Somebody has put 2 cotter pins in here. Crisscrossed them. No. They're in the same hole. 2 cotter pins in the same hole. Okay. Can't say that I've ever seen that before. All right, let's go find us a... I'll be able to use a... Just grab onto that with ease. Wow. Goes. You know what? I might be able to just slip the rotor. We don't have to take this completely apart. Slip the rotor enough that you get the control arm past it down there. It's the darn can't do it. Take it apart. Lots of leaves. There it goes, finally. Ah. Okay. Guess I could take that dust shield off for the time being. Or I could just leave it on there. Let's just put the rotor back on that dude. That okay. Overkill. Okay, there's one down. One Fox Body GT spindle. That would be driver's side. Grab the other one. Ooh. Gosh, this stuff's heavy. Okay. Now let's get that cotter pin out. Well, let's get our brake off first. I got these from a guy who lives in oil patch country. And when I pulled that thing off, if you've ever been around pump jacks and all that stuff, there's a pretty distinct smell. And They must have been using the same kind of grease in here as they do on pump jacks, because I just got a huge whiff of that smell. That was so weird. There we go. Spindle number 2. Free from the titanically heavy stock box body control arm. They are titanically heavy, but I have gone, mid-10s on them. Not these, but other set. Ouch. Together. Be time for a new pair of gloves, I think. Stick that on there. Of course, all this stuff will get removed, cleaned, blah, 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 when we get done. Hurry! Got 2 spindles now. I got some worn out drag struts over there. Some 9010s that I got one time from a friend of mine gave me. And they're completely worn out now. Okay. God, the smell is so weird. Feel like I'm on a well pad. Well, at least we got a few things mocked up there. God, I can't believe those control arms don't fit. That's going to be a perplexing issue. We'll figure it out. Let me move this one out of the way. So it's passenger side. And the struts are laying over here too. Rotor's back over here. All right, here's where we are so far. Mocked the steering rack in there. I've got the caster camber plates set in there, and I've got some Fox body struts put in. I really kind of doing this. I really wanted to do this so I would know. I can measure my spindles and know what my ride height for the front end is going to look like. I don't know if the control arms are intended to be kind of parallel with the ground or slightly down. I know on that car they are up. The front end of that car is pretty low, and they are angled up quite a bit. And I would like for the A arms to be pretty much parallel with the ground at the ride height that I want, and then that would give me some room to, if I wanted to lower it some, I could squat it down a little bit. But anyways, that's stuff I got to figure out later. I've kind of got all that mocked up in AutoCAD, but this gives me some more things to measure. Like I can measure how long the strut is from the top up there down, and I can stick the spindle in there and kind of figure some stuff out. Maybe I should just print a lower control arm on my 3D printer. You know, just a mock-up part maybe. Yeah, I don't think so. All right. I just set one of the rotors on, one of the spindles on there with some random bolts, and kind of set it up to kind of get an idea of what it looks like sitting in there. Yeah, I'll be able to take a few measurements off of this. Of course, it's not set exactly. Of course, I don't know what the lower control arm length is, so that will shove it in or out. But I mean, this kind of gives me a rough idea of what my track width is looking like and all that good stuff. So that's where we are so far. Really excited about chopping some more metal and moving on. All right, last little bit. We got this thing welded yesterday. The tops and the bottoms. And then I decided, you know, I probably should, while it's down, before I stick it up and weld everything, I probably should go ahead and paint the top part of the bar. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm not going to paint it black. I think I'm going to paint it gray. I may get some tractor implement paint and paint the bar gray. Everything else that I have has had black roll bars in it, and they have been like, it's like having an exhaust pipe in the car with you in the summer, because the thing just gets so hot and it burns your arm, and it's really irritating. So I'm going to paint this one a lighter color in the hopes that it won't be it won't burn me all the time. All right, that's going to do it for 30-minute mechanic today. We got some parts mocked up on our AJE front clip. I was a little surprised that the control arms had different widths on the ends of them. So that's a problem we'll kind of have to figure out and research and figure out what the deal is. Not a big deal. That's race car stuff for you. I'm super happy with how everything looks so far. We did mock up a spindle. We got those old spindles off those crusty control arms. I was really dreading doing that because I thought the ball joints were probably going to really give me a fit. They weren't too bad. Had to give them some solid wax with the hammer, but they did come loose. We're going to do some painting on the roll cage, paint the top before I set it back up in there. I felt like that'd be a good idea. Just go ahead and get it out of the way before I raise it up and weld it in permanent. So, like always, like, subscribe, ring the bell, tell your friends. We'll see you next time. Bye.